and welcome to another edition of the Pigskin Preview. Alongside the head coach of the Western Illinois football team, Bob Nielsen, I'm Andrew Bacon. Last weekend, the Leathernecks took on the Southern Illinois Salukis in Carbondale. After a great first half start, the Leathernecks could not hold a lead over the Salukis. Coach, talk a little bit about what your thoughts were on their performance.
Good first half. We really played well, did the things that we needed to do to take the lead in the game. To Southern Illinois' credit, they came out, made some plays in the second half. And the disappointing thing is I really felt that as a team, we left some plays on the field in the second half that certainly could have made the outcome of the game differently.
All right, let's go ahead and send out to WIU TV3 commentators Drew Hoffman and Josh Dillon for the first half highlight.
All right, let's go. Let's go!
Rollins now coming in flirting. It will be a run to the outside. Agnew showing off the razzle-dazzle, leaping over one of his own guys as he's going to pick up the first down, as that'll be the first first down of the game. Similar formation. Ionati looking over the short middle field, and he's going to find McKinney. Miles Spearman's going to bring him on down, but it's going to be too late. It'll be a Saluki first down. Another third down situation. Another short pass. It's caught by Willis. And he'll be brought to the ground by Kevin Kinsel, but it looked like a zone defense, and it kind of came back to bite him. Similar formation. 2nd and 5. Same handoff. Agnew's going to stay on his feet for a diving effort. You know what that effort is going to get him a first down is the chains continue to move on down the field as Western's defense struggling here. And that is a new face out there on the field as well. Looking over the middle.
There's a flag.
We got a flag in the secondary.
I think that's going to be defensive pass interference, but it didn't. We'll see what the call is. I'm pretty sure it's going to. Yeah, it's holding on Rollins.
Pruitt stack up on the right side. It's going to be a flip to the other side, and McCall's got some blocking in front of him. He's just going to run over his own guy, and that'll be good for the first touchdown of the game, and it's going to come from McCall of Southern Illinois University.
Yeah, on the near sideline, Morellis has a great matchup as he's got probably 6 yards to work with.
And it's going to be actually a handoff to Baker right up the gut, and that's going to be a Western first down.
Got a shot to break one deep. Nobody else behind him. And he does. Oh, no.
It's going to be a pass to the outside to Borsellino. Norvell over the middle of the field. He's got Joey Borsellino for a huge first down as they inch their way into Saluki territory. Baker now in motion in the backfield with High C. Scott and Lenore on his right. It's going to be a bubble screen to Baker, and Baker breaks through the first tackle. And here we go. That's a touchdown for Western. A flag is on the field.
It's an illegal shift. It's an illegal shift on Baker.
It is an offsides on SIU. It will be declined as Western now up on the board.
These Southern Illinois fans trying to bulk up their defense.
Over the middle of the field, he's got Borsellino again. Borsellino breaks one tackle and then gets wrapped around the ankle as Joey Borsellino having a coming out party here in the first quarter. After that catch, that'll be the conclusion of the first quarter down here at Southern Illinois University. The score after one, Salukis 7, Leathernecks 7.
And didn't get enough air under it for Morellis to make a play on the ball before the two defenders got there.
It's 3rd and 10. Looking over again, he's got Lance Lenore Jr. as he's sprinting down the sideline. But it's going to be a monstrous gain.
Those are dream plays as a quarterback.
Norvell rolling out. He's got some real estate in front of him. And he's just going to elect to run out of bounds.
Safety deep right now.
3rd and 3 is going to be a handoff to Devin Moore, and Devin Moore
dives forward. I think he got it.
Another handoff to Moore. Moore's going to leap in the end zone, as that's going to be a Leatherneck touchdown. Western takes their first lead of the game, 13-7. McCall in the backfield still. It is a pass play. Ionati. He's going to find Pruitt wide open, and he's going to dance on out just past the 45-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down First and 10 from the 46. Ionati looking over the middle of the field. He's going to lob it up. He's got a wide open receiver. And he will finally be brought down. The man with the ball is number 5, Connor Owima.
Force a field goal attempt.
Ionati looking over the middle of the field. That pass was intended for Pruitt, but McDaniel,
The closest to it.
read it like a book as he's looking to make it a 4-point game. The snap, perfect hold, and Kinney. What a boot.
You have to go through your progressions as a quarterback here.
It'll be a pitch play to Baker as Baker's got some blocking upfield. He's got one man to beat, and he's just going to run out of bounds, stopping the clock and picking up a huge first down. Minute 18 left to play in the half. Salukis rushing a lot of guys again. And that one's going to be picked off by Richmond. That pass intended for Joey Borsellino. He's got a minute 13 to work with. A quick pass over the middle to Pruitt. And Pruitt. Your score 14-10, 33 seconds left on the clock. Ionati, he's going to get rushed out by Kinsel. And
Is there a receiver there?
is going to force him to throw the ball basically directly away.
Yeah, Agnew's there.
Ionati looking to make a quick pass. He's going to find Pruitt. And Pruitt, he is starting to show off. He's got 3 catches alone on this drive. 22 seconds left. Ionati, he's going to get flushed out of the pocket. And it's going to be deflected and then picked off. Curry got the tip at the line, and Rollins, the senior, with the huge interception, as that's going to kill the momentum for Southern, and Western's going to get the ball back with about 14 seconds left.
The Leathernecks would walk into the halftime with a 14-10 lead after allowing the Salukis the first touchdown. Coach, they looked really dominant in the entire game, and I noticed it kind of seemed like they had a been there, done that before attitude. There were not as many celebrations before big plays. You know, they got a touchdown, end of the play, no big deal. What were your thoughts?
Well, we made 2 great drives in the first half, including the 99-yard drive that our guys executed really well. Made some big plays in that drive. You know, the one thing that Southern Illinois does have is they have a very experienced football team, and we knew they were going to come out in the second half and with a surge, and the kickoff return obviously hurt us with momentum, and once we got behind, you know, felt that we didn't execute as well as we had during the first half.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break here, but stay tuned. As up next, we'll take a look at the second half. You're watching the Pigskin Preview, home of Fighting Leatherneck football.
Where do you think you're going?
Is your body holding you back?
I want to go running. Not with that knee, you're not. I'm fine.
Fight for your mobility. Visit anationinmotion.org. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. The Leathernecks at the half have a 14-10 advantage. Coach, what did you say to the team in the locker room?
We made a couple of adjustments and some things that we felt that we had to do better. We talked about playing with confidence in the second half. Talked about continuing to make plays at critical times, and you know, as I said, it was a situation where Southern showed some experience. They had some seniors step up and make big plays. The running back made a great run. Their senior return guy, a great return. Their senior tight end made a couple of big play catches, and where we needed to respond to those plays, we just didn't do it. As a matter of fact, in a couple of situations, you know, we make mistakes, fumbling the ball at the 1-yard line, and things like that are going to hurt you against good teams.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the second half.
It's just obnoxious.
And speaking of Rollins, he's got 7 tackles, leading all tacklers in the first half. And now at the start of the second half, we're going to see Willis sprinting down the sideline. He's got one man to beat, and that's Chungong, and he's going to push him out of bounds. Naughty. Hand off to Agnew, and Agnew
Durley
met in the backfield early by Durley. We got Agnew on the handoff.
Nope.
And nothing again.
Durley
Same play,
again.
same turnout. Agnew with the carry, Durley and Kinsel right there to meet him. All of them over 6 foot tall. Ionati's gonna get flushed out.
There's
and
Pruitt.
Pruitt right across the middle of the end zone. as he went in undetected. And like you said, that's just the one person you can't let go of.
Yeah, he's the one on the line, the one that McKinney's motioning towards right now.
Looking over the middle. It's going to be caught. And finally being brought down is Iwema. Trails by 3.
Rollins showing blitz, he does.
It's going to be a handoff to McCall on the outside, and he's using that burst of speed as he's finally dragged out of bounds by a handful of guys. And we're seeing a similar formation like last time. There goes Pruitt over the middle of the field. We got him flushed out. We got a flag in the backfield. Holtschlag misses on the tackle. Ionati's still on his feet. Ooh. And he will be smothered. So with a field goal, it'll make it a 6-point game.
The Western faithful here is chanting, block that kick. And that one is good. Watch for the bubble screen. Nope.
It's going to be the other side, and it's going to be Lenore. And he's going to squirt his way for a really good first down gain. It's going to be a handoff to Moore. Moore, he's going to get past the 50-yard line.
Lenore lined up on the near side now. Borsellino will motion into the formation.
Moore, he's going to squeak through the initial line of scrimmage and finally being brought down at the 39-yard line. Here we go, handoff to Moore, and Moore, he's going to leap forward. It's all about where the spot's going to be at, but you know, I'll say it again, from the initial spot, it looks like a Western first down, and it is. Move those chains.
Got that clock moving.
It's going to be a play-action pass. Borsellino's going to get a block from Lance Lenore Jr., and that's going to be enough for a first down as Western making some statements here in the second half as we have a player down on the field. It looks like Suggs. It'll be 3rd and goal. It's a fumble.
Fumbled snap. Oh!
Norvell has to dive on it, and that just seems to be a broken record for this Western offense.
Kevin Kinsel is the holder. Yes, the starting linebacker is the holder. I don't know why, but he is. He's good at it, though.
I'll tell you why if you want to know. Here we go, Nathan Knuffman out there for the kickoff. And they are going to just...
Fair catch. No, 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 no.
And it looks like there are no flags being thrown, and there's one from the deep side. We couldn't quite tell if it was a fair catch or if he was waving off the back defender. It's a scruff on the ground for the football.
The motion that Southern has it, I could have swore I saw him signal fair catch.
Kick catch interference. Number 23, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Ionati looking to pass, he's looking downfield. It was completed, but was he in bounds?
Yep.
And they're saying it was. It was great coverage by Martinez Davis, but a better catch made by Willis.
1st and goal.
Under 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Agnew. Agnew still on his feet. He is, wow! How on earth did Agnew get away? That is just a unbelievable run for a touchdown. Norvell looking to pass. He finds Lance Lenore as that is a dime. Just a filthy pass. Right now we got Norvell. He's looking at 3rd and 7. He's seeing something he doesn't like.
Well, yeah, the whole defense was up on the line.
Now looking to pass. He had High C Scott, but Scott unable to come away with it. A ton of Salukis on the line. They're gonna blitz Norvell. Norvell rolling out, getting rid of the ball, and it's picked off. Picked off.
Anthony Thompson.
As Thompson makes probably the biggest play of the game, but we have a flag in the backfield.
Yep.
And that is exactly what it is.
Well, an outside route to Borsellino would be really nice to see.
Another bad snap. Norvell's just going to get rid of it. Norvell. He had Lenore. and it will be incomplete. No flags are thrown.
5 DBs on the field.
Spearman on Pruitt. That is not a matchup that you want, and guess what?
There's
Pruitt shedding 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and he is going to dance his way into the end zone as the senior tight end, showing us exactly why he is the best tight end in the conference.
Southern Illinois would get the victory over Western 34-17. Mark Nadi finished 24 of 39, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Michael Pruitt had 9 receptions for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Malcolm Agnew, 19 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. And then on the Western side, Norvell finished 21 of 49, 271 yards, 1 yard short of a Nadi, touchdown, interception. And then Lenore, the 7 receptions, 115 yards. Interesting enough, he had 115 yards the previous game. Ralphson and Rollins both made their 200th career tackle as a Leatherneck this past weekend. A big milestone for them. Coach, talk about them and what they mean to the team with their experience and leadership.
They provide great leadership for our defensive football team and have played at a high level this year. You know, JJ playing with that elbow issue that has limited him to a certain extent, but still the quality of his play has been a big part of the success of our defense, and we need those guys to play well. It's important in our defensive structure that those 2 positions are leading our tackling every game.
And then talking about the defense, as you've kind of talked about a little bit, the first half looked great. The second half, though, they just didn't seem like that same defense we're used to seeing game in, game out. They allowed over 400 yards of offense. What exactly happened?
Gave up some big plays, which has been atypical of us. You know, the last touchdown, which was late in the game, the 50-yard pass play to the tight end, just a breakdown and not playing the ball very well on a pass that we had a chance to break up. Southern made a couple of plays, you know, a couple of big pass plays where they actually executed very well, and so overall, you know, I wasn't disappointed with our defensive play. It was a game that we were going to need to score more points offensively, and we didn't get that done. And
talking about the offense there a little bit, they were able to get 2 scores in the first half, but only mustered a field goal. How was Southern able to control the offense? Well,
first of all, they controlled the football a little bit offensively, and second of all, you know, we hurt ourselves. We drove the ball length of the field, had first and goal inside the 5-yard line, and then only came up with a field goal, which we talked going into the game that we needed to score points on those kinds of possessions. And then you know, we got out of sync a little bit, I thought, in the fourth quarter, and when we got behind and had to throw the football, we struggled with their pass rush, which we knew was going to be a concern.
This weekend, the Leathernecks will take on the North Dakota State Bison. Even though these 2 teams are conference foes, they haven't played each other since 2011, and a lot has happened since 2011. The Bison have won 3 national championships in that time period, and so this week I talked to a couple players who are part of the 2011 team that played North Dakota State.
We were struggling back then, they were struggling back then, and you know, they turned it around and they're doing well now. I think we're turning around here. We just been slipping a little bit with the games, but I think once we get like a certain edge, then we'll be able to come out with wins.
They're 3-time champs now. That's a big difference. You know, a lot of the guys weren't even here. You know, I'm one of the few guys that were here. And so a lot has changed, whole new coaching staff, and so they're not looking at it like they're 3-time champs. This is a team they've never played before, so they're going to go in guns blazing, have the right scheme, have us ready to go.
We're well familiar with North Dakota State, like what they like to do offensively, and you know, it's just going to be a nice physical game.
Not often does a school schedule the best of the best to play in the homecoming game. Some may see the matchup against the Bison as a negative. However, for the Leathernecks, they see it as an opportunity.
Anytime you get to face the #1 team in the nation, that gives you a chance to show your level of play. And that's all we can do. We can show our level of play and try and dominate this game and come out on top.
It helps us to realize that, you know, we're able to come out and, you know, if we compete and win, you know, we have a good chance at conference championship.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this chance for 3 years. You know, we haven't seen them in the last couple of years, but you know, this is a moment that you'll never forget. You know, it's a moment you've been waiting on. You know, not too many teams get the chance to play the #1 team in the nation, and it's something that me and the team are definitely looking forward to.
For the 3 seniors, this will be their final homecoming. With a chance to win against the #1 team in the nation, they all had the same conclusion.
Man, it would mean everything. It would be a perfect way to go out, but other than this, it's going to be another game in our conference and just finish the season strong. We're trying to win conference.
That would mean, everything. I think, beating the #1 team in the country, homecoming, and just kind of proving that, we are here to, we can beat the teams like this and we can be conference championship.
Oh, it would mean everything. Like I said, this is something that you will never forget. I love to win my last homecoming game here at Western Illinois as a Leatherneck, and I think the team feels the same way about that. We want to go out, put on a good show for our fans, have something for them to cheer about, and take down the #1 team in the nation. You want to say you want to treat it like every other game, but it's not any other game. You have to bring a little bit more of a chip on your shoulder, have a little bit more edge, be a little bit more physical. Because, you just can't play your average game and beat a team like this. You got to pretty much give more than what's expected.
Coach, you haven't had your shot yet at North Dakota State. Obviously, the 3-time national champions. Is there any kind of excitement for you to finally get your shot at the Bison?
Well, they're a really good football team, and as I told our guys going into this week, the opportunity to play against the #1 ranked team in the country is something that not every program or not every player gets the opportunity to do in the course of their lifetime, and to have that be a home game and for a homecoming environment certainly makes it a special opportunity. We understand that we're going to play very well. They are a well-deserving ranked #1 team. They execute very well. They've got good personnel at every position, and so our game plan has to be really tight, and we have to go out and execute.
All right. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the North Dakota State game later, but we're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned as we'll have the always enjoyable 2-minute drill with sophomore wide receiver Joey Borsellino. You're watching the Pigskin Preview.
Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. I'm now joined by Joey Borsellino for the 2-minute drill. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Pass is complete to Joey Borsellino.
Now, for those new to the show, each week we bring a player or coach on and ask them as many questions as we can in 2 minutes. And so, Joey, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, so in Joey's high school career, he was able to obtain 4 state titles. What was that like, and what game was your favorite to get the ring?
That was awesome because, every single game, every single year I was in high school, it ended with a state championship, so I really didn't know what it was like to lose at all, which is really cool. And then I'd probably say my junior year state game was probably the most exciting, the most fun. We beat JCA 70-45, and I think there was some ridiculous, 16 records were broken in that game. So our offense had each offense had 600 yards. So it was a really fun game to be a part of.
Small side note: Joey's sophomore year, he did beat my high school for the state championship, so a little bit grudge there. But yep. Moving on, you already have over 40 career catches in your Western Illinois history. What's that like to already be at that mark?
That's good to hear. I like to help out the team any way I can, and obviously me being a receiver, it's catching the ball and trying to make plays. And I'm excited to already have that, only being a sophomore, and I definitely plan to build on that and hopefully get more and more catches each year, and maybe hopefully set a new record here if that's possible.
Do you have a favorite catch that you've had?
There's a few, but I'd probably say, as of right now, UNI last year, I caught a corner that was it looked like I was going to get tackled on the 20, but I kept my feet running. I drove the guy all the way down to the 1. So, anytime I can make a catch and make a play after that, those are usually my favorite catches.
And so, after your first season, what's been the biggest part of your game that you've really tried to improve on?
Everything, really. Last year, I did some things right, but obviously I did some things wrong that I had to work on. I like to, maybe just work on my longer routes more. That was mainly my focus this off season. Any way to improve my game and improve the team to win. So I focus on everything really. And if I'm good at something, I like to master it. So I just try to get better at everything.
When I say homecoming, thousands of fans, tailgating, North Dakota State, what comes to your mind?
Just get excited. I just got chills when you said that. I'm excited. I've never played them. It's my first time playing North Dakota State as a Leatherneck. So, and for it to be our homecoming game, I can't think of a better game to play them. So I just can't wait for that game.
All right, that's all the time we have for you this week on the Pigskin Preview. Stay tuned, though, as Coach Nielsen and I will take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference and also preview the game against North Dakota State.
You're watching the Pigskin Preview.
Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Let's now take a look at see how the conference did this past weekend. Last week in the Missouri Valley had a lot of bye weeks. Teams with bye weeks include South Dakota State, North Dakota State, Youngstown State, and Missouri State. Teams that actually played were Indiana State, who beat ranked Liberty 38-19. They are now ranked number 25 in the FCS poll. Northern Iowa won big over Tennessee Tech 50-7. Illinois State also had a huge win over Austin Peay 55-6. And then, of course, as I said, Western Illinois lost to Southern 34-17. Taking a look at the standings, Southern Illinois is at the top with a 1-0 mark in conference, 4-1 overall. No one else has played conference, so looking at their non-conference record, North Dakota State at 4-0, Illinois State also at 3-0, Indiana State 4-1, South Dakota State, Missouri State, Youngstown State all at 3-1, South Dakota 2-2, Northern Iowa 2-2, and then Western 2-3 with an 0-1 record in conference. Looking at the conference matchups this weekend, Northern Iowa will travel to Indiana State. South Dakota will go south for their first meetup with Southern Illinois ever. Illinois State will host South Dakota State, and Youngstown State will travel to Springfield, Missouri to face Missouri State. And then, of course, Western Illinois will host North Dakota State for homecoming. North Dakota State comes in the game 4-0. We've kind of talked a little bit about the Bison already, but their main strength that we haven't talked about is their defense. Talk a little bit about the defense.
Interestingly, they play the same defensive scheme that we do, a 4-3 scheme. Coach Ward was actually on their staff back in 2011, and so it's a situation where we understand what they do defensively. They obviously do it very well, and they're not going to make mistakes. You've got to beat them with execution. You've got to be patient. You've got to create some offense, and also you've got to take some chances and try to make some big plays, because they're going to be a very difficult team to drive the football down the field 90 yards against.
The defense lost some players last year, but it's still a very veteran unit. The offense also a very veteran unit. A lot of their receivers have played a lot. They're led by senior running back John Crockett. The one thing that they're kind of have a newcomer in is their quarterback. A little kind of important there, but talk about this power offense.
Different style of offense than we see in the league. Most of the league teams are more spread-related teams. North Dakota State relies on a true power running game. We're more similar to what we saw at Wisconsin, really offensively, and they do it with a very good offensive line, a very talented running back, and the quarterback who's been very efficient in their passing game, both off of play action, which anytime a team runs the football well, play action pass is going to be a difficult thing to defend, and then also in drop back situations. So from an offensive standpoint, they do what they do, and they do it really well, and they try to control the football and keep it away from you.
With it being homecoming this weekend, does that add anything to the game?
Well, we hope we get a great environment here with a lot of fans. Our guys have played very hard, and I think have played with a great deal of pride so far this year, and I anticipate that homecoming will bring out the very best in them.
This weekend, they will play at 3 p.m. here on Hanson Field, as I said, for homecoming. It is the game of the week for the Missouri Valley, and so we will be on ESPN3 if you cannot make the game. That's all the time we have for you this week on the Pigskin Preview. For Coach Nielsen, I'm Andrew Bacon. Thanks for watching.